Hello guys, I'm here again, and this time around I'm going to be talking to you, basically not having a tutorial, but I just want to show you the implementation of those things I've spoken about in my previous videos. I know I have a video on state management, which is Redux, right? That was actually my last video on how to use Redux to manage your state in React, and I have Firebase, which I have a video on Firebase also. But the only thing I think I have here in this application that I don't have in my videos in the previous video that I had is Google Authentication, which I'm going to do a video on that. So this is Discord. This is their real website. So I actually reproduced this website, this chatting site. Basically, not that I didn't have all the functionalities, but I just added the ones that I've actually worked on before. Or I had a video on them before, just to show you all these short videos that I did, or all these videos that I did rather, how to implement them in a large scale project, which is something like this. So this is their own website, and this is what I came up with. I came up with this. Basically, I tried to get a little functionalities from theirs. I added a little thing to mine too. Like, they don't have a logout button, but I have a logout, but just to show you some functionalities. So here I'm going to talk about the state management, how the data that comes into this application is being managed by Redux and it's being stored in my Firebase. How you make all these things, all these components together, and they become one application. And I'm going to show you the Google Authentication tool. I'm going to show you the codes also, just so you can see the source codes, so you can see that this is what I developed myself. So now I'm going to show you, this is theirs, and I try to find how to log out on their own application, but I really don't have a way to do that. I tried, or I've checked all their buttons, but I don't know. Maybe they don't log out when you log in, you don't log out, I don't know. So, okay, yeah, this is their logout button. So, anyways, so let me go back to my own application. I have my own logout button here, so it's not hidden. So, if I log out right now, this is the logout, right? And I'm going to show you my Firebase application. Here, right here, I have no messages yet, but I only have YouTube, Discord group, and YouTube NY, which is here. Discord NY rather. This is the backend database. So when I go back to the application and I log in, so Google is going to take its course, like authenticating now. It's asking me which account do I want to use. So let's just pick this account. And boom, I'm inside, right? So if I log out, I'll be logged out. So I'm going to share my screen now, just so you can see what I'm talking about regarding the backend, how the things are entering the backend, and we are seeing it at the front end. Okay, I mean, we adjust something at the front end, I will see it at the backend, right? So if I decide now from my backend to delete this group, if I delete this group, watch here, please. Just watch this column. Watch. Hold on. Oh, okay. So watch this column. Watch this column right here. This column. Just watch it. If I delete this, boom, you see? It's gone. If I delete this one also, it's gone. So if I delete the last one, it goes off. So now my channel is so empty. I can actually create a new channel right now. So all I need to do basically is just to click this button right here. This button you're looking at right here is the hard button. Once I click it, it's gonna pop up an alert to tell me to enter the name of the channel I want to enter. So basically, if I click this way, now you see what it's telling me: enter a new channel name. And when I enter this new channel name, just watch what is going to happen on two places here. Watch what's going to happen here, and watch what is going to happen here also. Let's say I say, oh, our group chat is let's say it's ABC, right? That's a group chat, and I click it. Look at it here, ABC, and look at it here. Here, look, ABC. So basically, I can actually edit this at the back end also. Watch it. If I edit at the back end, let's say I added 1D to it, and I update. Check. It's updated here. So I can update in two places. I can't actually edit here, but I can update the data here at the back end, which is so beautiful, right? You can imagine how you update something somewhere and it pops up somewhere else, and it pops up in your on your UI. So inspiring, right? So if I go down to this group, and open, before we continue, watch here the login name, the person that logs in or that logged in, whichever way, it's going to appear here. The name is going to appear here. The name is going to appear also here. And the name is going to appear also here. So if I log in with an account that has a picture, here, or this avatar, you're going to see the picture there. Here, you're going to see the picture in those two places. I'm going to show you now in a second. So I'm going to show you the state management, how we update our channel and how we update our messages. So we have two state managements, or two slices rather, which is app slice and user slice. I'm going to pull up my code now, my source code, and I'm going to open the sidebar. Look at it here. I have in my feature, I have my app slice and my user slice. Remember in the video, the last video I made, I actually explained to you how you can use Redux to set up your application. So I'm going to talk about one of them now, which is the user. Look at it now. From the user slice, I have it set up, and I have my create slice. Like when you start a Redux application, when you say npx creates React app template Redux, when it gives you that application, it gives all the files. So this is what you're going to come up with, right? But I have to edit all these things myself because I have to edit based on what I want to use it for, right? So here I have my reducer. Remember I told you then that this is how Redux works. When you click on something on an application, when you click on it on the website, maybe you click an action, you click a button. In that button there's a code. So the code now is being dispatched. The code rather dispatches an action, and the carrier, the conveyor of that action is called dispatch, which is a hook in React Redux. So use dispatch is what we use that takes that action straight to our Redux store, and when it gets to the Redux store, there's a reducer already present in the Redux store waiting for this action to come in. Is listening for this action, and once this action reaches the Redux store, the reducer takes this action with the previous state. What does it do? It updates the previous state based on the requested action, and once that is done, a new state is formed. Now look at it very well. Critically, how Redux works. It will not mutate this previous state that you have. No, it will preserve the previous state, but will still add every other action to it. What needed to be added to it will still be added to it, and it will still prevent the initial state will still be prevented, will still be preserved, and the result is stored in the Redux store as an update to the state. And Redux store feeds the UI for a re-rendering on the front page, which is what you see on your screen. So fine. So when a new user comes into this application, when a new user signs in, which is what you see here. Oh, sorry, this is my Slack. Where is it? Where is our app? Okay, it's right here to this side. Yeah. That one is the deployed app. So this is here, right? So when a new user signs in, what happens is when there's a login, detected. Now, what happened? There's a initial state in the Redux store, which is a null. A user is null right there, right? So an action came in, which was a new user is present. Please update the previous state with this new user information. That is what the dispatch gives to the reducer in the Redux store. And once it takes those two things and it sets the user now, this is the user here, which is null, right? It sets the user to a new user, which is the action. Instead of the action, we have the new user, which is being transported by the dispatch from the action which was recalled from the button or from wherever it is when we sign in, when we click that sign in button. So, and the action payload, which holds the new user, gives that value now to the state, and it creates a new user in the state. And now the new user now will now be what? Will now be Oluwatosin. Okay, now let's go to our inspect and let's see if what I said is actually right. So go to the Redux, right? Look at it now, state. The new user here, look at it, look at the new user. The new user what is what? Oluwatosin is. See the new user here, which is here. This is which was the person that logged in. Okay, I'm going to log out and I'm going to show you what I just said. Now I'm going to log out now. So if you log out now, I will log in with someone else. Let's say we log in with this person right here. Anyways, all those are my accounts though. So we have Tony Sigela here, right? So if we inspect and we check what the user is not, look at it. The user is now what? The user is now what? Is Tony, not Tosi anymore, not Tony right now. So if another person logs in also, whatever from anywhere in the world, the new user is going to be that person's name. So good. Now that we say it now, so which is what Redux in the Redux store does, reducer rather. And also when we click log out, what happens is basically it sets this state to none. It sets the state back to the original state, which is empty, nothing right there, right? Which is what I explained in my previous video. So that is it for the user slide. Basically, that's what happened. But where does this action comes from rather? This action comes from. It comes from the login page. Let me go to the login page. See, this is the login page, right?